Do you ever get the feeling that you could be more? That despite how your story began, you could somehow live a life people didn't expect you to live. Well, today you are going to live the life of one of the most influential men in American history, who felt exactly the same way you do. And just like all great stories, this one doesn't have a very happy beginning. The first thing you learn about Nevis is that everything smells like work. The air carries a scent of sugarcane, smoke, salt water, and sweat. Some mornings, the wind blows smoke from the boarding houses all over the island before the sun is fully up. Other days, it carries the smell of the sea instead. You don't think much about it at first. It's simply the world you grew up in. Plantations cover much of the island. Ships come and go from the harbor. Merchants talk constantly about prices, cargo, and profits. Everywhere you look, someone is trying to make money. And yet, none of that money seems to find its way to your family. As you get older, you begin noticing the difference between people. Some families walk through Charlestown as if they own the place. Others lower their heads when those families pass. Some children are welcomed into schools, others are not. You fall into the second group. You don't fully understand why since you're so young, but you quickly notice the results. Doors close, invitations never arrive. Certain opportunities seem to belong to everyone except you. Your mother does her best to keep life together. She works hard, runs a small shop, and refuses to give up no matter how difficult things become. You admire that. But even as a child, you can tell she's carrying more weight than one person should. Your father is around, but not in the way you need him to be. Business never seems stable with him. Money never seems secure. The future always feels uncertain, so you spend more and more time listening. The shop becomes your classroom. Sailors tell stories about distant ports, merchants complain about bad deals, captains argue about cargo. You sit quietly and absorb everything. At first, you're just curious. But the more stories you hear, the harder it becomes to ignore a particular question. Is this island really all there is? Every ship that leaves the harbor seems to carry possibilities with it. Every traveler has seen places you probably never visit. At least that's what you tell yourself. Then your family moves to St. Croix. For the first time in your life, it feels like things might be changing. The island is larger, busier, full of opportunities. You watch ships crowd the harbor and imagine what life could become. Maybe this is where everything turns around for you. Maybe this is where your family finally finds stability. Your father, on the other hand, has other ideas. He abandons you and your family. There's no warning, there are no goodbyes. One day he's part of your life, the next he's gone. You try not to think about it too much. Your mother needs help and worrying won't put food on the table. So you focus on what you can control. You work, you learn, you pay attention. You do the best you can. But life has a funny way of kicking you while you're down. Yellow fever spreads across the island, infecting a huge amount of people. Shops close, neighbors stay indoors, conversations become quieter. Everyone seems to know someone who has fallen ill. Eventually, the fever reaches your home, infecting you and your mom. You feel weak, exhausted, and incredibly dizzy, and spend the next few days wondering if you're getting better or worse. Eventually, you recover, but unfortunately, your mother isn't so lucky. The house feels different immediately, quieter, but not peaceful. You keep expecting to hear her voice, to see her walk through the door, but she never does. For a while, it feels impossible to think beyond the next day. Then another problem arrives. Your mother's previous husband is using the Danish court to seize your mother's house, making you and your brother homeless and without any possessions to your names. It becomes perfectly clear to you, no matter how bad your life gets, nobody is ever going to come and save you. That lesson stays with you. Eventually though, some luck does come your way. A cousin of yours takes you in and gives you a new home. But sadly, tragedy strikes again. Your cousin commits suicide. Another home gone. Another fresh start you never asked for. By now, the pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. Every time life knocks you down, nobody shows up to lift you back up. You have to do it yourself. So that's exactly what you do. You and your brother are splitting up. He decides to become an apprentice to a carpenter, while you are taken in by a wealthy merchant. When an opportunity appears to work as a clerk, you grab it. The work isn't glamorous. Most days you're surrounded by ledgers, shipping records, and invoices. To other people, it just looks like paperwork, but you're noticing something else. You're seeing exactly how the world actually works. Money moves ships, ships move goods, goods move nations, and the people who understand this system hold power. That realization changes the way you look at everything. You stop seeing trade as just numbers on a page. You start seeing it as influence. The more responsibility you're given, the harder you work. You're arriving early, you're staying late, you're learning faster than anyone expects. Your bosses trust you with tasks that would normally go to much older men. Every new responsibility feels like proof of something. You belong here. Perhaps not in St. Croix, and maybe not among the wealthy families either, but somewhere. For the first time, you're beginning to create a place for yourself. Then the hurricane arrives. The weather feels wrong days before it hits. The wind grows stronger, the sea becomes rough. People start watching the sky. You do too. Now, the storm is finally here, and it feels as though the island itself is being torn apart. The wind screams through the streets. Buildings shake, trees snap. Rain crashes against rooftops so hard it's difficult to hear anything else. It feels like for hours, surviving is the only thing that matters. And when it's finally over, St. Croix looks like a different place. You walk through the damage trying to understand what you're witnessing. The destruction is everywhere. But what stays with you the most is the feeling, the raw power of it, the way an entire island changed overnight. You can't stop thinking about it. So you decide to sit down and write a letter to your estranged father detailing this event. At first, you're simply trying to describe what happened. But sentence after sentence, something clicks. The image becomes clear, the details come alive. You write exactly what you saw, exactly what you felt, exactly what the storm did. Before sending the letter out, you go to show it to your mentor for feedback. He sees the potential in your writing and encourages you to publish it in the local newspaper. So, you do just that. Once your letter got published, it creates a buzz among some of the elites on the island. Influential people start discussing your future and plan to send you to the Northern American colonies to further your education. The plan develops quickly, money is raised, and arrangements are made. You're going to America. The night before leaving, sleep is difficult. Part of you is excited, but part of you is also very terrified. Everything you've ever known is here. Every success, every failure, every painful memory. Tomorrow you'll leave it all behind. When the ship finally pulls away from the island, you remain on deck, watching the shoreline shrink into the distance. The Caribbean horizon swallows more of St. Croix with every passing hour. You don't know what waits for you on the other side of the ocean, but you know one thing. For the first time in your life, you're moving towards something instead of running from something, and that changes everything.